Finally, the moment a couple of you have been waiting for.
It's all like bing bong, Jack.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location in Duval and St. Johns County. The show for Jag fans by Jag fans.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
Here are your hosts, Franklin and Michael how you say it? DeZoba. Welcome to the Jaggernaut Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages, I want to welcome you back to another Jaggernaut Podcast. Michael! Oh, I got my brother Franklin with me. He just yelled out who we're repping. Duval. Frank, man. Old San Francisco rolled in here and, well, they ate our lunch. They steamrolled us.
Yeah.
They kicked our ass.
It was ass kicking, that's for sure.
You know, it was funny. I'm not a big Cam Robinson guy, but I was listening to some of the interviews after the game, and he's like, they just kicked our ass. And I kind of like that. I like the honesty. I do. Yeah. The honesty is endearing to me, you know, because if a receiver comes out and he's like, we lost that game because I dropped that ball on 3rd and 6 or whatever, or I dropped the go-ahead touchdown. Sweet. That means you know, I know, we all know, so now we can move forward.
Yeah, no games.
Yeah. Instead, they're just like, it was fundamentals. We got out fundamental. And it's like, no, dude, you dropped the fucking ball. So, anyway, It's refreshing. I don't know what to say about that, man.
Well, Cam, my understanding about him is, and that has been like, you listen to interviews and stuff, you kind of pick this up. He's one of those dudes. He's one of these guys you want in a locker room. So if like next year they keep him, that's why they kept him. He's just he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys you want to go to battle with as far as mentality wise. But he's average as the day is long as far as his ability to block. I mean, he's been that way this year. He's been that way his whole career. He's not getting any better.
So here's my thinking after the game. We're not an upper echelon team. We are an upper middle of the road team.
Yeah, I think that's what fair.
We're. So the middle of the road in the NFL is fairly wide. There are a lot of teams in here, right? And then you got a small bit that's just suck. They're hot buttered garbage. And then you got a few teams that are really good. But the Eagles, I believe, would eat our lunch. The 49ers have eaten our lunch. And the Chiefs have eaten our lunch. And that is the top of the NFL. Everybody else is sort of in that middle rung. And I think we're toward the top of that middle rung.
Oh, yeah,
that's where we are.
Yeah, that's fair.
And looking at that game, finally, I don't know if this makes you feel justified. It makes me feel justified a little bit. Finally, people are saying our O-line sucks. Like, dude, how many podcasts have we come out with literally just dogging our O-line, especially the 3 inside guys?
Yeah.
And finally, they're saying, oh, well, the O-line's – well, no shit, Sherlock. We have been sitting here beating that drum all off season.
I ain't gonna call names, call anybody out, but there's a certain someone who has a name in Jaguar, and I got into a little Twitter, just a small one, where I said the O-line's bad, and he made a comment that was like against me. Now you get on Twitter, and it's like that's been his opinion the whole time. Whatever. I mean, that's fine, but yeah, I'm glad now people are recognizing what we've been talking about, and that is a big storyline. So the biggest thing right now is fire Press Taylor, demote Press Taylor, all this stuff, and it's like it's sniffing around the truth, or it's sniffing around a solution or possible solution, but it's. And I mean by sniffing around, I am not for firing or demoting Press Taylor. But what I'm saying is that the offensive philosophy needs adjusting. And that's where I think the truth lies, and people are just being over, emotional, and they're like, fire this guy, like he's the bad guy. Here's what I will say about, if people think that the offense that we are running right now isn't up to snuff, this is Doug Peterson's offense, and that's what I want to. This is where I don't know if I'm right or wrong, in totality, time will tell kind of thing. But this is where I'm taking my stand. This is the same offense. And I would say that because, one, I'm seeing it. Like, I saw Doug Peterson call plays last year. I'm seeing press. There's no difference, really. Like, there might be differences here and there, okay? So I'm not going to say maybe Doug Peterson were calling plays. He wouldn't have called the play that Trevor tried to throw the ball to Tank Bigsby that it bounced off his hands, and, maybe he doesn't call that play. I'm not saying there aren't differences. I'm saying the overall philosophy is exactly the same, and that's why Doug Peterson put Press Taylor in charge. What I'm saying is this. My hope is maybe we have a little bit of a reflection on what we're doing, because I personally think what's happened is the rest of the NFL knows what we're doing. They basically will show up here. Tell me if this doesn't make sense. When you're defending the pass, first of all, you don't have to worry about the interior offensive line, so you're not super worried about runs up the middle. You don't want ETN running on the outside, right? But when it comes to the pass, how many shots are we actually taking, say, 8 yards? I'm going to go 8 yards between the hash marks and back. I bet if you looked, all of Trevor's passes are all 10 yards, and if they go deep, they're on the sidelines. That tells me, as a defensive coordinator, don't worry about it. Your safeties can come up and out. They can cover the edges. They can cover fronts. They can cover up. What San Francisco did to us was they basically, and this is going to be an issue because other teams see it. Everything is short zoned up, and Trevor isn't. Now, part of it was Trevor. He didn't let it go. In fairness to the offensive line, Trevor had a bad game too, but I think the two are entangled. He has no confidence in that offensive line.
That's exactly what it is. And I also think that's why this specific offensive philosophy, I don't think it can bloom or play to its full strength, because basically the center can't hold up for anything more than 2.5 seconds. Sheriff can't hold up for more than 2.5 seconds. You got Antoine Harris, who has done a good job.
He's been okay.
Year,
yeah,
right?
He's a rookie.
San Francisco, who got his ass whooped? Walker Little, he has been okay. But again, he's just now trying to learn guard. San Francisco, he got his ass whooped. So, I mean, if that's what it is, the offensive line is dictating to Trevor, you have 2.5 seconds to throw the ball. Otherwise, we can't help
How tall is Walker Little? 6'4", 6'5"?
I thought he was 6'5", 6'6". I thought
he's a tall guy, right?
I thought he was fairly
So
tall.
there's one play. I think it might have been a first down or the first drive. 3rd down and 5, and Trevor goes back to pass. Walker Little gets literally pushed like this is a deep set. I mean, we're talking about an offensive philosophy where Trevor's catching the ball in shotgun 95% of the time, right? And then he drops a couple steps back even after he catches the ball.
Right, so let's say 8 yards.
Yeah. So you would think, and here's the thing, it isn't just the pressure. You have a giant man being pushed into your face. Guess what just happened to your vision? You just cut half the field off. He can't see a damn thing because Walker Little just got his ass pushed back 12 yards by somebody. So that's the type of stuff we're talking about with it. So with the 49ers, you have Chase Young, the newly acquired Chase. I mean, I don't know. I guess we couldn't get Chase Young. That was too much for us. I'm not sure how everybody else gets around the salary cap, and it's a hindrance to us, but I'll leave that aside. Nick Bosa on the other side, and that's fine, but here's the problem. Think about how it exacerbates our problem, because our best players and their average are on the outside. So as a defensive coordinator, you got nothing to worry about there. You can focus everything right in the middle. And Trevor also knows when he steps back, he's got to step back up. That's what he's thinking. To buy time for these routes, he's got to step back up. And guess what happens? There ain't no up.
No, because Walker Little's right there in his lap.
There's no
That's
pocket.
Exactly what. Yeah.
And they didn't bootleg him enough. He didn't run. You notice this? This is another theme we've talked about.
Hold on now. Before we go hopping on that horse, apparently Trevor he's not 100%.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's what they
whatever.
said.
I guess he just became that way. Yeah, okay.
Look, it could be an excuse. I mean, they got their ass whooped, and now they're coming out saying, "I'm sorry, my knee isn't right." I mean, who knows? Anyway,
Maybe.
It was horrible.
I mean, we saw Burrow. Maybe they lied. Maybe.
Yeah, it is possible.
I don't say lie, but I mean, I don't know if Trevor was on the injury report. But
they massaged the truth.
Yeah, so I mean, the Bengals obviously did that with Burrow last night. So
yeah.
I mean,
anyway, look, we got shellacked. Every which way but loose. Man, they came in here and no Vaseline, bro.
Yeah,
no Vaseline.
I think the focus to me too is this. There's a couple things like I think what you said to start this is fair. I don't think sky's falling or anything like that. We're a really good team. We're just not at the level. The problem we're going to have is that we're not really going to be able to move forward if they don't figure out. This was like the Texans game too, in the sense that there were things that happened, which was like, like Purdy throws that pass, and he shouldn't even have thrown that, but
right,
but
it sits up in that air for 6 minutes.
Yeah,
and just so happens that Ayuk is the only guy there.
Yeah,
I get it.
Purdy's gunslinging mentality helped him in this game, and for some reason Trevor was more reserved. Like, I wish he'd have played more, because he threw an interception. I'm trying to think, was there? Oh, the other interception was when Walker Little got pushed back and he threw a pass. But other than that, the one off of Bigsby's hand too. So he's trying to throw a dump off.
Can we bench Bigsby or Tank? Yeah, can we bench Tank?
Let's talk about this. This has to be brought up here, and I don't want to bag on Bigsby. Yes, let's shelve that guy. He needs a reset. Maybe he'll be good. Okay. Maybe he'll be good. What you just said. There's nothing. What does he bring to the table at this point? Please. And even nobody's writing the book on that guy. He's had a number of negative things happen in a row. Hey, shit happens. Okay. I'm not saying this guy's never going to be good.
He's brought nothing to the running game. Nothing.
Nothing.
You're a running back.
Right.
And you bring nothing.
So put the guy down. There's no reason to keep him on the active roster, in my opinion. Place him off. Let him decompress for the whole year and recharge. Maybe next year we'll see a completely different guy. But here's the deal. Dearness Johnson, that drive where we started in our own end zone and we moved all the way down. And it was Dearness Johnson in there. We did screen passes to the running back. I mean, goodness, man, we don't do that. Did you see the play that Brian Baldinger was showing on Twitter? Trevor goes up, he looks at the defense, he tells everybody, he's like, doing the whole thing. Everybody's looking and they're passing the signs, right? And then from the angle that the Baldinger gets the, I forget what they call that film. So it's like the coach's film or whatever. So it's from Trevor's view, basically. And he hikes the ball, and it's like instant. He's turning around ready to throw, and ain't a damn person looking at him. It's like,
you're talking about when he checked the wide receiver screen.
Yeah,
and the wide receiver just ran.
Yeah, that was what it was, and it was a wide receiver screen, and you could tell that because the offensive line, as bad as the offensive line is, I could tell they actually let the guys in. It was like, it wasn't just that, but they moved down up the block. That told me, okay, it was a screen. So someone just started running a wrong route and didn't know that they were supposed to turn around and catch the ball. But my point is that's the type of screen that we run.
Yes.
We run tight end and wide receiver screens all day long. Again, short out. Short out. I mean, everybody in the league has to see this at this point. And when we had Dearness Johnson in, we had 2 screenplays, which were basic running back screenplays where you're dropping over to defense. I don't know. I've been watching football all my life. I'm not an expert, not claiming to be, but the experts have told me, and it makes sense, that if there's a pass rush and you do screenplays and you drop it over them, it kind of hinders them because the next time they're pass rushing, they're a little worried that you'll throw a pass right behind them because the running back snuck out. So it worked because we were getting our asses handed to us by the pass rush, and we used it to great effect. And then what did we do? We never used it again. So I say this when I started
Welcome to Duval.
Now I say this when I started going, okay, let's hold the train on fire and press Taylor, but that is a press Taylor thing. So, and it's a Doug thing. Like, what again? Okay, the one pass, you remember that pass that friggin' crap.
I can't help you here, bro.
Yeah. Kirk, I didn't think he caught it, but it was real low and they challenged it. Dude, I didn't notice it at the time. I must have turned my head. I don't remember, but I saw it on replay. Under center, play action pass. It was one of the best plays of the game. Dude, I haven't seen that. Have we done that? That was like the first time we've done that all year, maybe. But it's probably been 1 or 2 other times. But I mean,
it's not something we do a lot.
We just don't do that, you know? And that's a thing that, in my opinion, that's killing this offense.
But do you think that's offensive line? Okay, and here's why.
Yeah,
here's why. You hike the ball, you have to turn your back to the defense.
And then you're getting tackled as soon as you...
Yep. And then as soon as you turn back around to start your surveying, you're getting your ass handed to you. I'm telling you. Here's what I think. I think Doug Peterson knows that this offensive line is trash.
Yeah, no, he does.
But he can't come out and say it. I think Press Taylor knows it. Yep. So does Trevor.
Yep.
But
you can tell by the way he's playing.
Yeah, but they're trying to work within that system, and they're trying to They're trying to call plays that help mitigate that damage, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so we get a lot of shotgun.
Get the ball out fast. That worked last year, and that was my point. Now that everybody's realizing this is how you play Jacksonville. That's what I'm saying. A philosophical change is needed now. I'm not saying I have the answer to what it is necessarily.
Yeah, because, the cavalry's not coming.
Exactly.
The offensive line isn't going to get any better. So why should our philosophy? So Frank, you're saying under center, play action, 7 step drops with routes that take more than 4 seconds to develop. That's what you're saying. How can that be possible? Our O-line can block for 2.5 seconds, and then that's it.
I'm not saying that.
I mean, you put them back. Look, you put them back in shotgun. You do your little fake handoff if that's what you want to do, because immediately while he's doing this, he's scanning, looking, reading the safeties, reading the linebackers, and then he can figure out where he's going with the ball.
Actually, it might have been that play where Trevor threw to Bigsby and it was intercepted. If it was a 2nd and 4, And I was dying to see Trevor get up under center, and he didn't. And this is the thing. So I don't know if you. So we are one of the worst teams in the league. Offensive conversion on 3rd and 4th downs, and we're a team that goes for it. Okay. The reason why we go for it on 4th is because we don't convert on 3rd. The reason why we don't convert on 3rd is because they're typically long, but also because of the play calling on 1st and 2nd down. When we have a 1st down that has positive yardage, so I don't remember the play call that got us 6 yards. 1st and 10, you get 6 yards. You got 2nd and 4, okay? That kind of play call, the defense has to respect your run ability. They have to from 2nd, because you've got literally 2 downs, unless you 3 if you don't want to if you don't want to punt. 2 downs to get 4 yards. Okay. Run the ball. Right? That's on the table. On the table. Show run. That's all I'm asking for. You don't have to run the ball. In fact, I don't want you to run the ball. I want you to show run. I want you to line up under center. Dude, I don't think since Doug Peterson has been here, and anybody can tell me if I'm wrong on this, 2nd and short, has Trevor ever lined up under center? And have we ever done anything other than run up the middle? 2nd and short is a free opportunity to take a shot, especially when you're a team that will go for it on 4th down. If you're Doug Peterson and you know you'll go for it on 4th down and you still have 3rd down to play with, you take a shot on 2nd down, and when you do it, you show run in order to get the opportunity to get that shot. We never do it, and we did the play action pass under center. It worked for Kirk, so we can do it, but we don't do it. And that's what I'm saying. So I don't know all the answers. I'm not claiming to, but there needs to be that sort of adjustment and tweak. Get Trevor under center. We need to bootleg more. Get him out of the pocket more. You have to. Don't give me the knee. I don't care. He came back right after that. He was fine, and he bootlegged and he ran. He did all that stuff. So this was just a different game where they tried a different thing. They were trying to get the ball out quick. It didn't work because San Francisco knew what they were doing. Bottom line. Here's my summarization of it. We got outcoached. That's what happened. We were absolutely outcoached.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. We were out everything.
Yeah, the players didn't help, but our coaching, our philosophy, what we went in there with was not. I mean, think about this. One of the things that I have said about Doug Peterson's offense is we have not started well early. And I don't know if this is true or not in regards to what, the implication I'm fixing to bring, but that to me means I don't know if you have the right game plan coming in offensively. Maybe you're just cold. Maybe your players don't. They're rusty for some reason. That could be it too. Maybe your game plan's great, but for whatever reason, they're rusty. I don't know. But we don't start well. This game, we went 3 and out. So
twice. First 2 times.
I mean, to start the game, we went 3 and out, a decent amount of times in that game, I think. But what I'm saying is that San Francisco came in with a game plan, and they knew exactly what to do. They knew exactly what we were going to do. It's easy to see. And why? Because they see what we see. Your offensive line sucks. Your quarterback's going to need to get the ball out quick. I'm not going to worry about the long pass. And we're not making them worry about the long pass, and we're not moving Trevor out of the spot. So we're not doing the things I think that we probably need to do early on to get the momentum going, to get the defense felt. The 49ers defense felt very confident because from the very beginning, the game plan they had installed worked exactly like they thought it was going to. And we didn't make the adjustments. And in fairness to the coaches, I think the players also exacerbated it with stupid turnovers and crap that they didn't do, the coaches, but
Right.
they didn't set the players up well from the start, and it snowballed, and that's what we saw.
Well, that's what happens in the NFL when both sides, players and coaches, suck. You get spanked. You get spanked bad. All right, enough about that. Brother, it's Tennessee week. Hate them bastards. Hate them. What are you thinking?
I'm scared. I mean,
I think
come
we
on,
win
man.
this.
If any Jag fan,
we win this.
I don't care if I see a Jag fan going, we're going to clobber these people. I think they're trying to talk themselves into it.
I think we win this. I don't know about a clobbering. Here's the deal. I could see it
I
becoming a
didn't think we
clobbering.
would get destroyed by 49ers or the Texans.
I think I could see it becoming a clobbering, but that's only if we get more than one defensive score. But I can see us putting up 21 points on the Tennessee Titans, and I do think
we should win.
I do think it will be hard for the Texans or for the Titans to score over 20 points. Can they? Of course. Derrick Henry, he loves running on us. But I think if we keep Derrick Henry in check, we take away DeAndre Hopkins, we beat them.
Yeah. Well, Tyson Campbell's probably going to be out. He's got a hamstring back again, so that could be an issue. They were going to move DeAndre.
He didn't play good against San Francisco. Sit out until you're 100%.
Yeah.
So
I'm not worried necessarily. I mean, I think it's just the sting of this loss coupled with, and this loss wouldn't bother me because it's like, oh yeah, but you can talk yourself out of saying circumstances and all that stuff. But this was almost the same game as the Texans game, and now we're seeing a little bit of a pattern with this team.
Yeah, and that's what bothers me. But so far we have 3 losses. 2 of them are to the best teams in the league. 2 of the best teams in the league. One of them is to somebody we probably should have won, but sometimes teams have those games.
Yeah.
This game right here is a perfect example for us to be able to tell if we are one of the upper echelon, middle of the road teams. Because if we are, we beat the Titans.
Yeah.
And we beat them fairly handedly. If we're not, well, then we just move down that bracket further. And we lose to them. That's what I'm saying. Again, remember, old Duval, it would snowball. This would snowball. I don't think this is old Duval.
Well, here's the problem, though. You got Jeffrey Simmons and Tart, whatever that guy's first name is, sitting right in the middle. And these guys got no confidence. I ain't worried about Arden Key.
We got Arden Key. He was talking shit.
Well, I mean, fine. I mean, don't get me wrong. Arden Key probably will have 2 sacks on Trevor, but it won't be because Arden Key's amazing. It'll be because because we're so worried about the center line that, Trevor runs away from. Here's the thing. Here's something I got to ask. Are they going to start Walker Little again at guard?
Yep.
This is the stuff I don't really get. I mean, I really don't get this, man. And I get that Walker Little looked good for one drive. I don't remember which game it was when he first came, when Cam Robinson's game back before he got hurt. But
so do you put Shatley in there though?
No, Ezra Cleveland.
But he's not ready to. Well, they say that he's
not ready to play what he's played his whole career.
That's what they say.
I don't know, man. I guess, man. I
think as soon as Ezra Cleveland's ready to go, yes, you throw him in there.
Dude, there was a play where they hiked the ball, and everybody but Walker Little moved, including the defensive.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh crap, the play's going on." Now,
yeah, he forgot the snap count.
That was a wretched game by Little, to the point where it's like, no, that was too bad. Like, you have to send a message, man. You can't just be all shucky darn that everyone has a bad game. You'll get them next week. Like, come on, no. You have to have that mentality play in and play out. You had a bad play. You had a bad series of downs. Okay, get them next time. If you have a whole game, 4 quarters of terrible, no. Go sit down. We just talked about putting Bigsby down for the whole year. Now, I'm not saying that with Little because they got him out of position. They got him playing guard instead of tackle. So it's like, dude, you're our backup tackle. That's what you are. Sit down. We got a guard now. We'll put the guard in and play guard.
And you know what? It could have been maybe they just wanted to get him acclimated, get him a better understanding of the offense, and maybe we might see that. Although according to Peterson, he wants that continuity. I agree, but hey, if Walker Little isn't going to be able to play,
continuity
then,
for what? We're working for the playoffs here. Are you? That tells me they don't have plans to put Cleveland in there. You could lose.
Would that surprise you?
No, but you could lose. You could lose Walker Little on the field playing guard, and then lose one of your tackles, and then what the hell are you gonna do? And you got a backup guard sitting there who's better than the guy you had playing guard. That's so stupid to me. Like, I don't know. I guess I don't know what I'm, I guess it's just because this spot is the weakness. And we just got done saying he knows it. He knows it. Well, fix it. Like, even if you don't know for sure that that's the fix, if it's broken, though, and that was broken. What we saw there was broken as hell. That was as broken as we've ever seen that center offensive line. And they've been broken all year. So what you just tried with Walker Little did not work. You saw it. Everyone saw it for 4 whole quarters. That's all I'm saying. Replace him. Let's shake things up. It sends a message. I love continuity, especially offensive line. You need it, but you don't have it. You don't have it. You don't want him even to play guard. He's a tackle. So I don't know. That's me.
All right, Frank. Do we win this weekend?
Yeah, we probably win a close one. We probably eke it out, and we probably feel like,
prediction.
at least we got it, and we control ourselves. Probably the mayonnaise quarterback throws us an interception or 2, and probably Trevor. I don't know. I want Trevor to turn into a franchise quarterback. That would be great because he's a game manager at this point.
I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of 24-13 could go up if we get a defensive score.
That's the other story we've got here is like, everybody's like, oh, he's him. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we saw that, but now we don't see it. So let's just say what it is right now. He's not him. He was him. He's not him.
I still think Trevor. I think Trevor. Some of those throws he made, and when he was able to make the throw, some of those throws he made in that San Francisco game were good damn throws.
Yeah. Well, sometimes he's looking for somebody to get open, and there's somebody over to the right, and they're freaking open.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's standing there. So
yeah.
He had a bad game, and he said he had a bad game. So it wasn't just the offensive line. He could. There are quarterbacks in this league that get the ball to people when they're open before they. Purdy did that. The Mr. Irrelevant did that while he was getting hit, but he got it to the guy that needed to be got to. He didn't get it to a guy that he couldn't get it to, and that's the thing. That's like, I mean, he has one 300-yard game this year. What are we without Travis Etienne at this point, in the season?
Yeah.
Trevor ain't him, okay? Him carries everybody. He ain't him. Now, I'm not saying he can't be him, but right now he ain't him. And that's the thing that we need to see, okay? He needs to get back to being him. I don't know what's going on. And I get it, and I was fine with it because it's like, You're allowing other people to make, like Travis is going to carry it. I'll take over when I need to. You know, it's like the Michael Jordan thing. You just, whatever, when I need to take over, but when's he going to do it? Has he had a moment like that?
Fair point. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here first. When is Trevor Lawrence showing up?
Well,
inquiring minds want to know.
I thought after being 4 days away from it, I wouldn't be so passionate, but I guess it came out anyway.
Dude, you're a fan. The passion never leaves.
Fanatic.
Beats in your heart.
I bleed teal.
That's right. We bleed teal here on this show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this episode of Jaggernaut Podcast, The Twilight Zone.
All right, leave us some comments, guys. Likes and shares.
Drop us
and
some
stuff.
likes, whatevers.
You know, our little channel, man. We don't have a lot of traction. You guys got to help us out.
We're getting there, though. I think we had like 4 at one point. And then we got like 9 of y'all, and I think the last video we did got like 21 looks. Not likes, but looks. You know, so there's a difference there. We'll take them. We'll take them. Bring them on over here. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Duval!